Start recording. Yes, OBS. Okay, so today we're going to talk about intro to front-end web development, all this fun stuff. And actually, this is not going to be like a standard lecture. This is just going to be like a conversation at the beginning. So I'm just going to like peace out. And I just wanted everyone to kind of ask any questions that they had about JavaScript, about what they thought about, what they heard about Mod 3, just any open questions about anything that you are thinking about, like curious about learning or anything in general. Go ahead.
I've heard like some horror stories about Mod 3 being the hardest. So I'm just wondering, like, from your point of view, like, what would make it the hardest Mod 3?
Yeah, well, I think there's good news is we did a pretty large curriculum shift, and we redesigned it so that I think it makes a lot more sense on how we learn it. So I think it will be it's easier to learn the same material now. In the past, we would kind of vomit out a lot of crazy concepts, and now I think we have a better narrative, and I'll kind of walk through all 3 weeks ahead of time so you know what to expect and like what to get into. But the new curriculum, I think, and the new order of things that we're doing make it actually a lot less like, oh my gosh, what is JavaScript? What is a clone? Like that kind of thing. Yeah. Go ahead.
Marcus.
Marcus, nice.
I was always curious the difference between JavaScript and Java.
Yeah, great question. So JavaScript is like this crazy language that basically it's what browsers run, and it was written in like, I don't know, like 10 days or something crazy like that. And its only purpose was like to run like interactive code on websites. Java is just like a different like language, like and it's like they're just totally different programming languages. JavaScript actually is called ECMAScript as well. It's another name for it, and it just has a similar sounding name. Yeah, and Java is more like Ruby in the sense where it's like a server-side like backend language. Yeah.
I understand that. So the reason it's called JavaScript was at the time when we created it, Java was really popular. It was like
Yeah. Yeah, it was like, here's like JavaScript, scripting Java stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you, what version of JavaScript are you working on?
We're going to start with ECMAScript 5, and then for some stuff, but a lot of it will quickly transition into ECMAScript 6, which is a more modern version. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, fancy, yes.
Yes, I'm Alessandro, and then just to piggyback on Simon's question earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, other than just do the reading and keep up, I mean, what's a good like big picture strategy to prepare for this mod and make sure we're set up well?
Yeah. I would say we'll release labs, and those labs will be like preparation for the lecture for the next day. So I would like do those, and then I feel like just do the labs and then just do like any assignments that we give you for like larger projects, which you'll see as you go. And then honestly, ask questions in lecture. Like, please, like I'm here to help. If you have one question, everyone else will probably, like at least a couple people at minimum will have the same question, and it'll be good to clarify. Go ahead. Ryan, hey. It's very similar, yeah. So next week, I'll break down the schedule, but next week we'll really explicitly cover this, and you'll start to see it when we get into more object-oriented JavaScript. But we won't cover that this week. Yeah, it is similar though, in some parts, absolutely. Cool. Any other questions? All right. So just a little bit about myself. Let's see, I went through a boot camp maybe a little over 6 years ago now. I was like the 12th cohort to go through General Assembly before they like expanded or anything like that in New York. Worked at a startup, learned some machine learning data science on the side at night, and then I ended up building a weird website that tells you you're being a douchebag on the internet that got picked up by Google and Amazon, and I ended up working at Amazon in Seattle building new products there. worked with Java and JavaScript, and would always teach. Really enjoyed it. I love kind of the heart of people who go through a boot camp. That's where I came from, and just kind of like taking a risk on yourself. Be like, do I like this? Am I going to be good at this? I don't know. Let's find out and like dive in. And from there, came back to New York, helped start another company, and then was like, I actually really love teaching, and came to Flatiron, specifically Access Labs, and I've been here for maybe 7, 8 months, something like that. So that's me. And you can feel free to like walk up to me anytime during like this next 3 weeks or after and just ask me anything. So, all right. So I'm just going to walk through and feel free to ask more questions if you can think of any more. So I'm just going to walk. Oh, go ahead.
So I was going to ask you, now that you said that you have also the experience of the startups.
Yeah.
What do you feel was the best thing for you when you were working with startups or when you went to work with Amazon, like a big company?
Yeah. Just at a pretty high level, I think both are great. It just depends if you want more support. Mid-size company or larger will usually have more support unless unless a small company says different. I started with a very small company. I was the fourth employee, and they fired the CTO, and I was the only technical person for 5 months at like a co-working accelerator kind of thing, co-working space and accelerator, and it was pretty crazy. Learned a ton. But so if you're just like, I'm just gonna jump into the deep end, like tiny startups are great. If you're like, I want a mentor, probably a larger company or a mid-size that, and ones that are like, yeah, we know how to like help transition people who are junior developers into like mid-size developers. Yep. All right. So what to expect? So I just want to like frame the next 3 weeks, and I want to like kind of talk about, like I've heard those rumors of, and it was, it's been a tough mod for different people, at mod 3, and I just wanted to like kind of talk about what you can expect for this mod 3 for you, and kind of like hopefully by the end of this conversation just get you excited about what you're about to embark on. So one thing that's going to be cool is you get to learn a second language, and what's different about that versus Ruby is like, I don't know, I don't have a great analogy for this, but just run with me for a second. You didn't know what like a trumpet was before. We had to explain like you blow in this thing, you put your fingers in different positions, and like the way that you blow makes like different noises, and you're like, okay, this is kind of weird. But now you know what a trumpet is, right? You know Ruby, you know a programming language. Now we're like, cool, you know this trumpet? This is a tuba. It's like a trumpet, but it's a little different, some different things. You're like, okay, got it. So it's a different learning process. So some of the things that you're going to learn about JavaScript are very similar to Ruby conceptually, and some are not. And so there'll be some times where it'll trip you up. So you'll be able to now learn your second language. This is a skill you'll be able to like continue to develop into a third or fourth language as you go through your career if you want to learn more programming languages, which is really cool. And you get to gain another superpower. And what I mean by that is like, I don't know if you had these moments, but like mod 1, you're like, all right, cool. At the end of mod 1, I didn't know you could build like a game or some weird stuff in terminal. Like this is really crazy, right? Like that kind of feeling. Mod 2, you're like, I built my first like web app from scratch in a week. Like maybe that's a really cool feeling. This one, JavaScript, it's a little bit different. And on the front end, this is where like the web comes alive. And it's like, you'll see. It's just like another thing that you just don't have this skill set. And you don't have the mindset yet, unless you've messed with JavaScript and you know what it can do, for like the power that this has that other things that you've learned don't. And you get to put kind of everything together. By the end of mod 3, you should kind of see like, okay, I see like the power of why we're learning JavaScript. I see the power of like all I've learned in Rails and Ruby and in the backend. I'm starting to see how it all fits together. So we're going to help connect all those dots in mod 3. We're going to basically, kind of how this is going to work is we're going to cover the like 3 essential kind of like major things that exist in JavaScript on the front end when you're doing web development. And that is, and we'll get into them, literally we'll have lectures today, tomorrow, like basically all this week on these fundamental 3 things, which are DOM manipulation, event handling, and basically like talking to a server using fetch, which we'll get into towards the end of the week. Yep, and basically this will be a really fun. We'll bring in some students from the previous mod and kind of show you what they've been able to do from the project week, but it's just like a different type of thing that you can create with JavaScript, which will be really fun. So the overall mod layout, I want everyone to kind of know what they're getting into and what to expect. So feel free to ask any questions about this. But by the end of week one, you are a front-end developer. You could probably go to like Upwork, get like a little job, like fixing some things, and like enough that you're valuable right away, week one. And that you can execute on like the basic skills of what it means to be a front-end web developer. Week two, we give you like the next level of skills. So week one, we really focus on like DOM manipulation, event handling, and fetch, which if you don't know what that really is right now, cool, that's why we're here. Week two, you start to learn how to tie things like object-oriented programming and all these things together in JavaScript, and you start to like learn more advanced concepts like this and things like that. We'll also have the code challenge on Wednesday, but we will prepare you, and basically we're not going to learn anything that isn't on the code challenge. So how we're going to run this is like everything that we do is going to be on the until the code challenge will be on the code challenge, and we'll just have like several days of practice before that, and like small group of you and things like that. Then after week two, project week, just like every other mod, and it'll be pretty fun. And I'll sprinkle in potentially two additional lectures on topics that people are interested in. And I'll probably put a poll out on Monday of week three and just see what everyone would like to learn, and give some options that I would like to teach. So any questions on the overall mod layout? Cool. All right. Well, here's some cool stuff you can do with JavaScript. So this is like one thing that you can do is like build web apps with JavaScript, and you know how to build web apps. But like think about how Google Sheets works, or I use something called Todoist or Google Calendar, productivity tools. If you had to like build a spreadsheet in Rails right now, and you had to like refresh, like you had to refresh every time you updated something, like imagine building like a spreadsheet in Rails without some sort of interactive JavaScript where like just like make a new request, and then you make like a whole new request to like a server like this. Like JavaScript makes like the web basically like Excel. Like you can build the same type of thing. Social media, obviously like forever feeds and like the way that likes work and chats and all that stuff. Obviously like YouTube, Twitch, Giphy, all that stuff. The way that you like interact with these things, like where the web page doesn't refresh and you have a bunch of interactivity. Same with Amazon, like most of the stuff is built where you don't have to make like full page refreshes all the time. You have like drop down menus and like talk to like a back end right away. This is just like standard web app stuff, and we'll cover like the basic tools, which are DOM manipulation, event handling, and fetch. This is like how all this stuff basically works. You can also in JavaScript build iPhone and Android apps, like native iPhone and Android apps. There's something called React Native. You'll learn React itself next mod, and there's a jump from React to React Native, and there's a lot of ways that you can build iPhone and Android apps in JavaScript. So there's apps from each of these companies that are built with JavaScript. Like the Instagram app, I think it's built in JavaScript. Skype is built in JavaScript. Walmart's app, Tesla's app, Airbnb, they're built in JavaScript, something called React Native. Can build computer apps. So Slack is built in JavaScript. You know, like, oops, wrong command. Like little fun fact, if you use Atom, Option Command I, and oh, it looks like a website, and we'll get into this later, but it's just built in JavaScript. WhatsApp's desktop app, that's built in JavaScript as well. And there's a bunch more. If you just click on Electron.js, I have this already up. I'll put links to it in LearnCo. But you can just play with, like, there's a bunch of apps that are built just in this platform alone that are native apps, which is pretty cool. So you can also, if you're interested in programming robots or drones, there's like Arduino stuff where you can communicate. This is a student's side project from last mod 3. I guess I left it in here, but it's like a smart mirror kind of thing. You can do everything with JavaScript as well. So there's like ways to communicate with, like, I don't know if anyone knows what an Arduino is, but it's like a mini computer, and you can communicate that with JavaScript with that. You can do things with this JavaScript library where, like, these are all different types of things that you can program with JavaScript, like drones and joysticks and like little tiny robots, all sorts of things. You can do machine learning if anyone's interested in that. There's a bunch of libraries in JavaScript for machine learning. You can do smart home stuff. So actually a product I worked on was Alexa. And there's a bunch of JavaScript things that you can build like little like skills on Alexa with. You can create games. There's all sorts of weird experimental games or like really powerful games. So for example, this is a weird game. This is all JavaScript and HTML and CSS. You can like play Pong, but like the idea is like you can play Pong, and instead of like you can play against someone and like your webcam opens, but I'll just play against a bear, and you can see basically like their face here. Yeah. Let's go, Bob. Oh, crap. All right, one more bounce. Oh, they brought a wall in. What's up, Bob? Yeah, exactly. So anyways, time to close this, or I'll keep playing. You can also do all sorts of really crazy things. Like basically what I want to show you here is like you can create magic in a way that you never really had the tools to before. So this is a crazy app. Again, I'll send you all these links. Let's draw something. So we can draw like, I don't know, help me out. What should I draw? Give me something to draw.
A tree.
A tree. Cool. And then it'll be like, is it this?
Whoa.
Cool.
Wow.
And you'll be like, all right, I want my tree to be like, I actually don't know what that did. Something. That's cool. I want my tree to be taller or shorter. And I'll be like, cool. Now I have a tree. And it'll find a place to place it in this crazy world that like people drew random things and then like just add it to this world. This is a Google experiment. So, let's see. And you can say like explore the world, or there's like a bunch of games that you can play in here. But this is all just JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. I don't even know, some random biker. But yeah, so, and you can like edit and play with this world and draw stuff. Again, JavaScript is pretty, oh, it's helicopters, that's cool. JavaScript is pretty magical.
What would that be using on the back end?
There's different libraries, and a lot of it would probably be Canvas for this specifically, or WebGL, things like that. Let's see, Super Mario JS. Let's just chill with that for a second. So this is just like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, little Mario. I'm just gonna like zoom in. So let's see. How do I jump? There we go. All right. Yeah, that was a bug. Uh-oh. But anyways, you get the idea. And if I keep going, we have like other crazy things like this is with WebGL. And this is just a game. So turn, accelerate, air brakes. Okay, cool.
Come on. Oh, oh, shoot. Get the, do I have another one? No. Yeah, and it's just, oh, dang it, I'm so bad. Maybe, oh, air brakes, that's where it's at. Okay, so anyways, you get the idea. I'm going really fast. It's 500 miles an hour, I guess, 600, just killing it. All right, cool. You can do, yeah, and there's a list of games only made with like just standard web stuff like HTML5 on the bottom here, and there's more here. You can feel free to explore. How many of you are artists or enjoy art? Got a couple? Cool. All right. So there's like really crazy ways to build art in JavaScript. So like, this is pretty cool. So this reacts to sound on my computer. And it's just like an interesting, like kind of experiment playing with JavaScript, HTML, CSS. There you go. The world kind of like comes alive in a different way. Let's see. I don't remember some of these. Let's just pick one. Particle love. What is this one? The quality of the experience. High quality. I want a low quality experience. So let's go to the spirit. I don't even know what that means. Probably one of his particles, or their particles, yeah. So like this is, and you can control like the parameters here. You can say like, shadow, bring the shadow up. So you get the idea. I can say, let's say motion, let's make it really fast. Or it's real slow. So anyways, this is, another way to, and like everyone has these already skills or interests or things that they have inside of them. These are just new tools. So we're going to teach the web development part, but this is all in the language, and you can learn these things as you go and continue to become a better developer. How many of you are musicians? Awesome, great. So there's a bunch of experimental or really cool things that people do with JavaScript and music. I also write music, and there's like more basic things like Google Song Maker, where you can
It's a website that makes learning music more accessible to everyone through fun, hands-on experiments. For this year's Music in Our Schools month, we've added a new experiment called Songmaker. It's a simple way for anyone to make a song and share it. Here's how it works. You just open it up and start playing around. Then hear what you made. You can make a song in whatever way works best.
Yep. So anyways, so if we play with that, this is again just HTML, CSS, JavaScript with libraries and other things added in. Yep. There's, I would recommend, one's pretty complicated to set up, but one actually uses an iPhone or an Android phone and a website and the camera. And basically, wherever you put your phone, like part of the music video that's playing, you can see, and only that part, which is like an interesting, weird experiment that people were doing. Let's see. You can do, let's do, yeah, we'll do dance party. We'll do that one after. So here, if you had 3D goggles on, you could actually do like play in like headphones that do like 3D listening. You can play like different parts of songs and turn them on and off. and be like, nope, I don't want lead vocals. And you can keep like adding different parts and playing with music and interacting with it in a different way. Anyways, you can play with it. Sure, weird dance moves. Cool, dance party. Turn your volume up. I'm turning it down. Got it. Very disturbing. Whoa, yeah. So, and then you can be like, I wanna like check out this guy, and you'd be like, danger zone below. All right, cool. Body modulate, spine, and I want to rotate all sorts of weird way. Whoa. So I'm gonna write. Let's see. I don't. He has a neck. Where is his neck? Let's see. Let's do left forearm. Quit hitting yourself. Yeah. Anyways, you get the idea. And you know, so you can also do like. Also, how many of you are like writers or enjoy storytelling or that's like resonate with that in general? Cool. Awesome. So you can use JavaScript to tell stories in ways you haven't really, there's not been the same medium that kind of ever existed before. So I'm going to give you a children's story real quick that I enjoy. Good old Oat the Goat. I want you to read it to me. Yeah. Oh, I gotta click on something. Okay, cool. Again, HTML, CSS, JavaScript.
One lovely morning, with the mountain looking clear, Oat the goat set off when another followed deer.
Let's go set off. Oat the goat. Let's do it.
Climb the massive mountain by step and by hop, across streams and over the hills to the very top.
And like I can like right click inspect element and they're just like HTML, CSS, JavaScript.
Through humongous code he went, till he reached the mountain's base. Oh my God, it was lunchtime already. He'd better pick up the pace.
Wait, can you inspect it?
Wait. There we go. It just knew. It was like, no, you can't view it like this. Stop. Yeah. So you can see things are moving in the DOM, which we'll get into this tool later. But yeah, we're gonna be stopping Oat the Goat. Feel free to watch more, experience more of the Goat later. It's a great story. Great Oat the Goat. There's really cool interactive parts of that story. So for example, one part, there's like this weird creature that I think there's sheep making fun of him, and then you get to choose to like join in and make fun of the weird creature, or you can be like, no, don't do that, or like be nice to the weird creature, and so you get to like almost like choose your own adventure in a really fun interactive way. This is interesting. Yeah, there's a bunch of experiments on Google which shows a bunch of cool ways to tell stories. It's also this is like kind of to support Alzheimer's. And I can, yeah, the site will gradually disappear if it's not regularly given memories, like Alzheimer's. And so you can tell a memory to the site, and it puts it down, and you can like record a video or send a photo and write a story, and it just like puts it into this site of memories where all these kind of memories are chilling in the background, each of these lights, and you can see all the memories. And you can start to move your mouse around and explore different memories. Dude. All right. I remember I'm eating something cool. But the idea is just like a really cool way to like kind of tell stories and connect with people. And like, again, this medium just never really existed the way that it does now. So, how many people are interested in augmented reality or virtual reality? Okay, got some people. So JavaScript, there's something called 3JS and ARJS. These are libraries that let you literally do augmented reality. There's also virtual reality stuff that's available. When you get into React next mod, there's also libraries for that as well. And then you don't have to, like make anything that you necessarily even care about. It's just kind of like fun. Like I've made some weird websites. One of my favorite websites is this website. It's called theuselessweb.com. So this just takes you to a useless website. Can't not tweet this because it's stuck on my freaking mouse. And then it makes me tweet it. So that's a useless website. You can go to another one. This is corndog.io. It's just corn dogs. Okay, that's cool. Just one more. I don't know. What do you say? Oh, sorry about that. Yes. Endless horse? Endless.horse? Let's see. That's stupid. Look, it just it dynamically adds more legs. You can't ever stop. I'm scrolling as fast as I can. So anyways, you get the idea. You can just like have fun and just play and express yourself in a really interesting way in JavaScript. Goodbye. So why I wanted to show this at the beginning of the mod is because I want you to be excited. Like this is when I said that this is a superpower, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not being dramatic. This is literally a way to take parts of you that you already have, any interests, and express them in a new medium. And we're going to learn the basics for web development and JavaScript. And then you can take this skill and develop it further and build your own out the goat or whatever else you want to do with this skill. And then it's yours forever, which is really freaking cool. So any questions on that? Go ahead.
I was going to ask you why, I was looking at, there's a lot of experiment with Google.
Yeah.
Is that a program that they have, or is it just supposed to be based on Google Chrome?
Well, I'll show you. Why not? We have time. I booked more time than we need, so I don't have anything after this, so feel free to ask any more questions, and then I'll let you get started on more labs. And then after lunch, we're going to get into DOM manipulation, which will be fun. First of the 3 pillars. So Chrome experiments, if you just go to this, there's a bunch of really cool experiments that people do, right? Like you've got AR experiments, arts and culture experiments, web VR experiments, just freaky artificial intelligence experiments, that word. Shadow art. I don't even know what that is. Oh, cool. So it's like making shadow art. I don't even know. Let's see. Launch experiment. And there's just like cool, inspiring things that people make. And Google's like, this is a cool experiment. Like, someone check it out. This one's actually made with some friends from Google. So I don't even know what this is, but again, this is just like the power of the web. As you get better as a web, like a front-end web developer, these are the things that you can make. Go ahead.
What's going on in the background when that loading screen's on?
Sometimes there's many things. It could be like loading data from the back end. It could be like some initial setup configuration things if they're using like more complicated libraries, like a WebGL library or things like that. It just depends. Yeah.
A lot of the 3D ones they're using that WebGL.
Some of them are, yeah. It's a base web technology to do like more 3D things. And you can actually, we won't get into this too much right now, but just to play, because you're curious, we can go into network and we can see actually, now it's much faster, play. So we can see here, what is actually being loaded and for how long. So I don't have to guess, but I can know like how long each thing takes. These are really fast, 4 milliseconds, 1 millisecond. So something different. So I don't know what's going on, but like there's performance things. You can profile and say like, hey, how long did each of these things take? What JavaScript file is loading? So you can find out, but we won't get into too much detail on that. But yeah, if I keep going, I don't know what this says. Select your zodiac animal. I think I'm an ox. I don't really know. Next. You're an ox. Cool. Allow my camera. All right. Now what am I doing? Oh, goodbye. Calibrating. It's like, get out of there, man. Wait, what the? Oh, wrong hand. No? My pinky's here.
It's both hands.
Yeah,
What
you
the?
gotta use 2 hands. Your right hand.
I know, yeah.
Right hand like this.
It's not working. Yeah, I don't know. There we go, something. Nope, I can't do it. Cool. Cool experiment, Google. I can just look at my face. Anyways, you get the idea. Cool. Well, I don't have anything for you besides this. So this was just informal. I just wanted to put some time on the calendar, let you know who I am, let you like ask any questions, kind of like make sure you understand what you're getting into for Mod 3, what you can get out of Mod 3. Again, end of week 1, you're a front-end web developer. End of week 2, you're a better front-end web developer with like better skills. And end of week 3, you have a cool project with a partner. I'm really pumped about JavaScript and teaching you, and I'm excited for you to gain these skills. Any final questions? Go ahead.
Yeah, end of week 1, when we're basic web developers, what kind of rate should we be charging?
Yeah, you know, at least. No, I'm not gonna answer that. I don't know. Go to Upwork. Just try it. Why not? Yeah. Go ahead.
What's the coolest thing like you personally made with JavaScript in your opinion?
Ooh. I don't know. I've made a lot of weird stuff. I just made this as a joke for a Mod 3 student last week. Just the first thing that came up to my head. This adds random crabs on the website, and they grow and creep around, and like. Yeah, this is all just HTML, CSS, JavaScript. It's a Chrome extension. I publish it to the Chrome store because why not? So you can go look up Crab Attack and use it. I can summon like a little crab portal right here. It's terrifying looking. Yeah, so this is, I don't know. So then I'll just zoom in and hopefully everyone doesn't want to vomit right now. But so yeah, I just made this last week. But I've made a lot of weird things. I can send you more as I think of them. Yeah, I don't have a good answer. Yeah, I made a website. I made an app. It's in the App Store that finds lost dogs in New York City using JavaScript. That was cool too. I don't know. That was probably more valuable than Crab Attack, but yeah. Did you have a question?
Yeah. You said you did an artificial intelligence project that got picked up at Google and Amazon.
Yep.
What did you write that in?
That was in Python. That was really the on the back end, and then you know how I don't know if you know like when you were using Sinatra and you're like some people maybe love Sinatra, some people are like I hate Sinatra with a passion. Well, there's a Sinatra-like thing in Python called Flask, and so I basically built. I was like I know Sinatra, I'll learn Flask and I'll learn Python, and so I built like I basically like made my own machine learning algorithm and then made it into a website. Yeah, and I actually built. In JavaScript with a Chrome extension, I built this thing that tells you if you're being a douchebag on the web with a Chrome extension. So basically any website that has comments, it'll analyze the comments real time and then like replace them with a compliment about yourself if they're very insulting. And it will also look up every username for anyone who wrote the comment. And it'll be like, check their hater score basically, and then replace it with like a troll like meme if they're a bigger hater and put like a score next to their face and stuff. So that was fun that I made. Yeah, cool. Any other questions? I can close Crab Attack. Nope. All right, well, nice to meet everyone again, and I will see you later for DOM manipulation lectures. Thank you.